Hello and welcome. so, first kind of a video like this, it's kind of, I watched the Masters of Universe Revelation, 5-part series, 5 episodes, and I kind of wanted to do a little thoughts on it. I've been overly inundated with negative things about the show and whatnot, and I wanted to kind of check it out. So, first off, I'm not like a super fan of He-Man. I had the toys as a kid. I watched the cartoons. I grew up in Alaska, so it was like late 80s, I think, when I was able to watch them. And I watched a lot of them on VHS that my parents had taped off TV. So I know it came out in like 81 or 82. I was born. That was about when I was born. So I watched it later. I wasn't like, there. So that, that said, I had all the toys. I had the Castle Grayskull, and I think like 2 years ago or last year, my brother actually got me some He-Man Battle Cat thing. So it's kind of cool. But, I haven't been following it very closely in the last, since I got older. So, just to preface all that, with a little bit of, I guess, my knowledge on the series. So I'm just gonna go into, there's gonna be spoilers. I'll try to keep them minimal, but it's hard not to go through some of this stuff. So you have been warned, there will be spoilers. And first of all, I don't know much about the lore. I did Google some stuff before starting recording, just to make sure I was remembering things right. So first episode, I thought went really well until about 20 minutes in. There was lots of fighting, cool deception thing going on in the very beginning. I thought that was nice. And then like an event happens where Teela realizes that she's been lied to, and it just the last, I guess, 4 or 5 minutes of the show just is her complaining and stuff, and it really did not seem into the character that I remember. I mean, maybe I just don't remember Teela that much from the show, but yeah, it was just kind of detracted from the whole entire episode of the first episode of her just complaining over and over about how being lied to, and it's just kind of weird. But then the episode ends, and then we pick up, I guess, a little bit into the future after Skeletor and He-Man are dead, and in episode 2 they get like a quest, and I thought this was kind of a cool episode. It's you got the skunk guy. I remember having that toy, and you could, like, I think it was like a scratch and sniff toy or something like that, and yeah, it was kind of cool. And so that was neat to see him for like the first 2 or 3 minutes of the episode, and then it went into this like she did like this first quest, and then she got like a second quest. And I don't know, from the second I saw the old lady, I knew that was probably Evelyn, and it comes later in the episode that she is, but I thought that whole thing was predictable, and it was even more pretty much dead on once she said Snake Mountain and stuff like that. So it was just I don't know, it was a cool quest, cool episode. I mean, I thought it was a nice standalone episode that made sense. I thought episode 3 was kind of boring. It did show how badass Man-at-Arms is, and that was kind of cool, but I don't remember the strained relationship that Man-at-Arms and Teela have. I don't remember that from the TV show, like the original one, at all. So it's just kind of weird that they have this weird strained relationship and stuff, that it just kind of detracts from the show, right? It's just kind of weird. And then episode 4, I thought that was like something straight out of Star Wars. It was like the what is it, the cave in Star Wars where Luke Skywalker goes in and faces Darth Vader. I thought the whole episode was just dumb. I didn't like that one at all. And then episode 5, they go. So that was episode 4 takes place in Subternia, which is their equivalent to hell. And then episode 5 takes place in what do they call it? Preternia, which is their heaven, quote unquote. And it's, you know, not too long into the episode, they find Adam. He's there in his Adam form, whereas all the other He-Man ancestry are all in the He-Man form. And they make a point to, you know, he chose that form, which was kind of weird and interesting, but it is what it is. And then they go through, and then the whole point of this is they're trying to like reforge the sword of power that got broken in the first episode, and it's kind of, you know, trying to reforge it, and they, you know, they eventually do, and then they go back to Eternia, and they're you know, He-Man's about to turn, and then he gets stabbed again, and that's when they kind of like end the episode, right? He's like dying or something, and it just kind of, it was kind of shocking that like the way they did it, but it's interesting. So I want to go into some more detail on some of this other stuff. That's just kind of like a overview of the episodes. So I was terribly disappointed that every episode did not have the lesson at the end. I kind of went back to make sure I was thinking of the right show. I think it was G.I. Joe had the lesson at the end, and He-Man had the lesson at the end. It was, you know, like the moral of the story kind of thing, and I thought those were the best, you know, sometimes the best part, right? And none of the 5 episodes I saw had any kind of lesson at the end, you know, like sometimes it's bad to lie to your friends or something like that, you know, something like that. There was nothing, and I think that totally detracted from all of it for me, but I don't know if anybody else felt the same way there. See here, I thought the animation was pretty good. I didn't remember that the Queen knew that He-Man and Adam were the same person. I thought it was only the cat, Cringer, the Sorceress, and Man-at-Arms. I think it's even in the intro trailer. They say who knows. I think that's, I can't remember exactly. I'd have to look it up, but I don't want to play any video because I don't have a press account for Netflix, and I don't want to get a copyright notice, so I'm just showing the the page for it. See here. So yeah, I thought that was weird that she knew, the king didn't know, but it doesn't make sense that the king didn't know because the king's great grandfather ish is, you know, King Grayskull. So, you know, I don't know, there's some continuity things that I just don't get, maybe because I don't know the lore. And speaking of that, where, you know, She-Ra was He-Man's sister, where's she at? You know, was she not around yet? I don't know. So it seems like she should have been there to like help out, and you know, I just don't know. I don't remember the lore behind She-Ra. I think I watched it a little bit with my brother, but I don't really remember. See here. And then I thought it was weird that the king went when he found out that Prince Adam was He-Man and that he had died. He like went totally cunt bag on everybody and like said he was gonna execute Man-at-Arms and send him away, and it was just like a whole thing. And then Teela had to make it about herself during all of this and throw another bitch fit, and it just seemed uncharacteristic of the character. I don't know. I just, from what I remember, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I remember. You know, they were like, it was like one big family. It just seemed like it wouldn't have mattered that much if she didn't know he was He-Man or not. See here, and then yeah. So yeah, they killed Adam twice in the show so far, and they're only 5 episodes in. Doesn't, you know, it's kind of weird. It's like they're trying to just purposely ruin the character in some way. It makes no sense. And then during the episode, they called they you know, they say Preternia and Subternia, and then one of the characters called it Heaven and Hell. seemed out of place, because it just, like, you know, those are religious terms, and it seems to be, you know, kind of just odd. And then they seem to be playing up the, you know, He-Man Adam as the Jesus character in the story, which is just even more odd. I don't know. It's just seems like bad writing overall. I don't know. It's just so much whining and bitching from Teela that it just, like, I don't know, detracts from everything for me anyway. I think without that, it would have, you know, probably been a better episodes for overall. And then I don't know. I saw some other channels saying that they thought Teela had a thing for the other girl character, and Andrea or something. I don't remember her name, but I thought it was Adam. I thought she had a thing for Adam, because that's why she was so sad and pissed off, and she was, you know, just scared to lose him, kind of thing. I think that's what I remember from the original show anyway. I thought they had a thing, but I don't know. It's not really important to a children's cartoon either, so it doesn't matter. Let's see, where am I at? I have notes. Let's see here. So I predict in the next episode. So throughout like episode 1 through 5, like Evelyn kind of like helps them out as they get the sword, to reforge the sword. And then at the end, when Skeletor comes back and becomes Super Skeletor or whatever his name is, I think Evelyn goes off with him, with Beastman, and I think there was another guy. I think Evelyn will eventually turn back to the good side and help them. I think Orko, they killed him in episode 3? I think they killed him, or episode 4. I think he'll come back. I don't think he's dead. I think he's just... because you don't see his death, right? You just see his little cloth come through the thing. So I think he'll come back. I think Adam will come back and come back as He-Man. I think Teela will find out that she's the sorceress is her mom, and she will, probably whine about that and go on about half the episode about how she was lied to about who her mom was. But throughout the whole entire thing, everybody's trying to tell her something. Prince Adam tried to tell her. Man-at-Arms tried to tell her, because when they're in Eternia, Prince Adam's asking lots of questions about Eternia, and if it's okay, if it's still there, and he's concerned, and he's trying to tell her something, and she's just being a dick about it. I don't know why. Doesn't want to hear anything from anybody. So it's just a character trait that I don't remember the character having in the original show. So I think Teela will replace the sorceress and become the new sorceress. I feel that's where they're gonna go with it. I don't see them doing anything else, right? If they got rid of He-Man and he never becomes He-Man again, he just Prince Adam and dies, or they share the sword as another thing. The sword's been reforged, so they can't really share the sword, so I don't see how they can do anything but make her the sorceress. And if they made her He-Man, they would literally just end the product. I mean, what would be the point of the show at that point? I think this is only a 1-season thing, but it, literally, I mean, they took He-Man out of the damn title, so that's another thing that's kind of weird. But, I think it was used to be He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, so it's... At least I think that's what it was called. But yeah, so that's what there was a 2002 show called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So I'll get to that here in a second. Let's see here. Yeah, the whole show, she seemed miserable. It just detracted for me. I think if they didn't do that, it would have been fine. I don't know why they went and gave her a hairstyle from Fallout 4 though. It's like the waist. I think I googled it and I found it called the Waist Maiden. It's where it's like shaved on the side, and I don't know why they did that. It just doesn't make sense at all. I don't know, whatever. It's horrible writing. I think it's just what it is. See here. Yeah, I watched the 2002 one recently, like in the last 2 to 3 years, and I thought that was way better. I thought it was a way better show. It had the same kind of animation style. I guess this is this modern animation style versus the the old style whatever. So it's just I don't know. I think the whole overall thing would probably made more sense if they would have released all the episodes at once instead of like releasing 5, and then I don't know if there's 5 more or 3 more for 8. I don't know how many episodes this whole thing is gonna have, but I think they're gonna get more. Maybe they're going for like negative press to build up the hype to get people to watch it. But I mean, I don't know if they're trying to sell toys, they're not doing a really good job at that. Because I don't think kids play with toys anymore. Neither of my children have played with any kind of action figure at all, and it's always been some kind of electronic or books, and yeah, so I don't think they're gonna sell any toys. And if they're trying to sell toys, the target audience is probably middle-aged men who watched the show when they were kids, and they want to just collect that kind of stuff. And if it continues the way it's continuing without making a drastic change in episode 6, I don't see it selling very well. I would say overall a 4 out of 10. I mean, I did like the first 20 minutes of the first episode. I thought the questing in episode 2 was kind of cool. I didn't like episode 4. And episode 5 was just kind of interesting, but it just didn't really do much for me. In episode 3, I liked how they showed Man-at-Arms was badass. I thought that was really good. But overall, the episode I thought was kind of boring. And I did like, I can't remember what episode it was, but the party, the traveling party is on a boat, and they get attacked by the merman guy, and they're like fucked. They're totally fucked. And the only one who can save them is Man-at-Arms. And I thought that was great because it just, like, I don't know, it just kind of proved the point that, he's a good character. And the king was a total cuntbag for sending him away because he didn't tell him that he was He-Man, or I don't know. The whole thing about this, people not knowing he's He-Man is like just weird to me. I don't know. It never even occurred to me as a kid that, like, oh yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, where is it? I wrote something. Yeah, here it is. I felt more like in the original cartoon, Teela was more of a Lois Lane to He-Man's Superman, right? In the sense that he has a secret identity, and she's too dumb to realize he's, the same guy without glasses, right? And I felt like that's kind of what they were doing. They were copying Superman. That's what I mean, I don't know if this is true or not, but this is what this is like my theory, right? That they were, taking the concept of Superman, giving him a sword, and selling toys. And Teela is the Lois Lane of the whole thing, and it's just, I don't know. I don't think she would be mad if she didn't know. I think it would, and just the premise of the story doesn't even make sense. I don't know. That's where I'm at with that. And then it turns, I started Googling this to figure out what the lore is, right? So it goes, King Grayskull to Randor. I don't know who's in between there. I don't know if it's a direct Grayskull to King Randor, then Randor to He-Man and She-Ra, because She-Ra is He-Man's sister, right? But Skeletor is He-Man's uncle. From what I can tell, like the kingdom's like divided, and it was like two brothers fighting. King Randor's brother, I don't know his name, but that's what I found on the Wikipedia page. And the whole thing is just like weird in the sense that his uncle literally just killed him, and It's kind of cool. Another thing I liked was some of the voice actors. I didn't like the Teela voice actor. It didn't sound very good, but the Man-at-Arms voice actor was pretty good. The Evelyn one sounded okay. He-Man sounded good. Who else? Orko, I mean, it didn't sound like the original to me, but it was okay. I liked the Skeletor. I wish he had more lines. I think early on, I think this is the first episode, he was kind of like the bumbling Skeletor that you remember from the cartoon, that it just never, he's never successful kind of thing. It was kind of interesting. And then throughout the whole thing, they're having flashbacks where Teela and He-Man are doing something, and you know, the Skeletor's a bumbling idiot. Like, they throw him in the water to have like sharks eat him or something like that, and Merman's gonna take the sword off his dead body or something, or suffocate him or something. It's some stupid villain plan, you know, like he's already got He-Man in chains. Why not just take him out right then? I don't know, it's just funny stuff. You know, it's a kid's cartoon, right? I mean, it's just not much to it. But yeah, I've been ranting for 21 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. I think it's a 4 out of 10. I've said that already, but it's got promise if they fix it in the second half. And I think maybe they're doing like one of those, you know, let's trick them and do it differently, you know. But I don't know. My hopes are up, but I'm probably gonna be disappointed, and they're gonna end it some retarded way that doesn't make sense. But that's that. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.